Remember that? That was, what band was that? There was an old band. I'm not going to remember it, but welcome to the stream. Can you believe it? We are live at, well, it's, you know what? Another streaming fail. Look at the bottom of the screen. It says live from Podcast Movement. Hey, here's Miss Eileen.
Whoa.
And David Steele.
Hey, what's happening, people?
So, oh, and we got that light in here.
Yes.
So we are at Podcast Movement, but we are off-site. We are at a local studio. It's called Sounds Like Soma, and it's run by Zach Haney, who is actually downstairs in the studio. So we just started streaming here, and a lot of folks are here, and they're still coming in, and some podcast engineering school alumni, but also just a lot of friends. So we'll meet everyone who's here and talk to them. We don't have to meet everyone. This stream is a very informal stream. Let's just be clear on that. This is, not highly produced here. You're just live here at the studio with us, and we'll see what we can do. We'll see what we can see, and we'll have some fun. So we're gonna go downstairs and see the whole studio. And we're going to talk to some people. And again, this is all sponsored by Podcast Engineering School, which is on my shirt. And you know the website. Do I have to say this every time?
I was following you. PodcastEngineeringSchool.com.
Now, is it bad if I don't mention that every time, Eileen? I'm going to ask the pro.
No, it's not bad if you don't mention it every time, but I do think that you should try to mention it. Or you have it up there like you do, have it on the screen.
Have your overlay
and so, since you have it there, you
That's
don't
good.
have to mention it every time, which you could just always just point down and remind people if you want to get in touch with me.
Hey, watch this. I'm going to, again, first time I'm doing it. Live from Podcast Movement. Chris Curran of, okay, that's enough. David Steele.
Yes, hello.
Yeah, baby. I told David when we were waiting to start this that Barry's going to be here. And he's like, Barry's going to be here? And I said, no, I'm shaking the table. I wonder if you could see that. But anyway, I said, no, not Barry, just Gary, who is also awesome. He's an alumni of PES. So Steel Empire.
Yes, sir. SteelEmpire.com.
Dude, you do voiceover work?
I do. That's how I started before I even got into podcasting. Yeah, it's fun. Yeah.
So what kind of mic do you have for voiceovers?
I use a Sennheiser MK4 condenser mic. 416? I use MK4. I don't know 416.
MK4.
What does that mean? I don't know.
No, a MKH 416 is $1,000 shotgun like this.
No. It's I think it goes for $400 or $500. It's a cheaper one, But it's my little enclosed studio. I started doing voiceover work, and then when I got into podcasting, we do a family podcast. That's why it's the Steel Empire with my kids, and we do a D&D podcast, and we do it better than anyone else because we act out the characters and stuff. So I got everybody. I had to learn how to do it. So I got everybody mic'd with the boom stands, and we use directional mics and pop filters. We get everybody on mic, and it's having fun.
That's awesome, man. I want to talk to you more about that. I just realized that I have on my iPad I can pull up the comments.
Oh yeah.
Which I completely forgot about. So Eileen,
Eileen, take over.
Yes,
Eileen. You can pull up the comments.
Look at this.
You can pull up the comments without using your iPad.
No, I have Restream.io. It pulls all the comments from Twitch and Facebook.
Okay,
YouTube.
and you're using Restream.io right now? Okay, so in order for us to have a really interactive and engaging live stream, it is critical that we have the comments coming in from all of our sources, because we're using Restream.io. Okay.
Know you're there.
And so we're going to be on Periscope. We're going to be on Facebook. We're going to be here on Twitch.
Actually, the only place we're not going to be is Facebook.
We're not going to be on Facebook because that costs extra money.
Oh. No, we need a computer, that's all.
Oh, well, yeah, we need a computer.
Facebook is a pain in the ass. They make you go live. You can go live from your phone, but then you have to hit go on your computer. and then hit stop.
Right.
Annoying.
Okay.
What is wrong
Super
with
annoying, and they probably can't even
Controlling.
do it with the iPad. And nobody's got a computer right now. We're doing mobile. We want mobile live streaming. Isn't that what you want?
And it doesn't matter. They see if they're here, they don't care either. They're
That's
here.
right.
All right. So
That's
these
right.
are we got the comments up here. Nothing
Okay.
yet.
Okay, that's all right.
Well, I just refreshed.
Yeah.
Doesn't
Okay.
mean no one's there.
I will leave a comment.
Yeah, you want to try it? All right, Eileen's going to try it and leave a comment. So we're all obviously excited about Podcast Movement because we just came over from the host hotel, and Podcast Movement's been really good. It's been really fun, and so how many people David, come up here.
Yeah.
How many people in total are normally on your show, the Steel Empire?
Quest for Magic and Steel is the show. Steel Empire is our network. Because right when we started podcasting, my kids, we had a family meeting, and they're like, well, we have 5 different ideas, right? So I said, hold on, let's start learning with one. So Quest for Magic and Steel is 6 people. 6 people around the table, and then we do our show, improving and doing our character voices, and then we do an audio drama as well, Arc City.
And who writes the audio drama?
Actually, my daughter and myself created it, the world. Adam Christopher is my good friend who had a podcast After 6. I found out he was a writer, and I said, hey, dude, I can't write. You want to help? He's like, yes, I love you guys. I want to help you write this story. So season 1 is out, Arc City, and Adam Christopher is my writer.
Can I say hi to my friend?
Please do. We have comments. Say hello.
I know Eileen's commenting, by the way. This is Eileen. So, yeah.
I want to give a shout out to my friend Alfredo Tigolo. He left a comment, and Alfredo is a great streamer. He live streams his church services every Sunday. So thank you so much, Alfredo, for coming in and saying hi.
Yeah, thanks. And you're on Twitch, and Twitch and YouTube have been the 2 that have been getting the most views and comments so far. And literally, I started this yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, Twitch and YouTube, that's the world. It's streaming. That's what it is. Yeah.
But apparently, Facebook Live is also good. But
It's another community, though. I think those people are separate. They're trying to cross over because, like you said, the issue with you got to do all this for Facebook, you know? Right. So I'm just learning that, too. Yeah. It's a different world, the 2 different communities. Yeah.
Totally. So I actually want to, one thing I want to ask people about tonight while we're here at the studio is what they've been learning at Podcast Movement. Like, what have the highlights been so far? I could tell you today, I met Greg Opie Hughes from the Opie and Anthony show, or the former Opie and Anthony show.
I know him.
Did you?
I didn't meet him. I didn't know that.
Dude, he was part of a session today at 3:00.
I'm missing everything. I'm not paying attention. I'm just having fun. It's crazy.
It was like fate last night. I was like, let me look at the schedule for tomorrow. Like, I literally haven't looked at the schedule yet because I literally have not attended one. I haven't attended one session yet. Literally.
Yeah.
Not even a keynote. Nothing.
Right.
And I love it, and that's I don't know why I'm doing it that way, but I am. But anyway, last night I'm like, let me just look at the schedule, and then sure enough, I'm like, it said Opie, and I'm like, wait a minute. I'm
How
like,
many Opies are there?
yeah, I'm like, wait a second, hold on, and then I looked, and it's literally him.
So cool.
So today I went over to where the room where he was doing his session, and they were waiting outside for the previous session to get done, and he actually had his recorder, and he was recording.
Fantastic.
And so, but then he stopped his recorder because they were kind of going in, and then I caught him and I shook his hand and I said, dude, I'm an old fan.
Yeah.
And he's like, cool. And, just met him for
Did
10.
you listen out of New York when they were in New York?
Yeah. I started at NEW in 98.
Yeah. Wow, that's so funny. Small world.
Yeah. Like the real O&A back then.
Yeah. Before Sirius and all that, right? Yeah.
Like when it was just completely off the rails,
Yeah.
and it, like no one even knew what was happening, and it was just tremendous.
Yeah.
So, all right, Alfredo, thanks, man. Thanks for watching on Twitch. And so I think we should head. I want to kind of head downstairs.
Do your tour. Can you carry all that?
Yeah.
People love
Who-
this because Alfredo.
you wanna hold
has
the-
his
You're gonna be the
mixing
comment
boards.
queen.
You want to hold the comments?
All right.
Okay. And it should just refresh. Yeah, it'll refresh.
It's okay.
Yeah. So there you go. So I know I was live for 2 hours earlier from the floor today, going to all the different booths, and it was fun. So if you didn't see that stream, you can look at the replay because the replay is everywhere. It's on YouTube and Twitch and Mixer and all that. All right, but let's. I think we should head downstairs.
Okay.
Check out the studio.
I haven't been down there yet. I mean, we showed up here about an hour ago, and I met Zach Haney for the first time, which you'll meet in a minute, and we've just been hanging out literally on his first floor.
Eating snacks.
we're drinking soda and eating snacks, and so everyone looks like everyone went downstairs. All right, so let's go.
Playing drums. Let's go hit it.
Dude, I heard kick drums. All right, I'm gonna turn the camera around, and I'm gonna walk you guys down the stairs here. All right. So yeah, let me just zoom back. You could see the whole first floor. Yeah, baby. So that's the front door on the far right. That's right on the street. So we're actually kind of like in Center City, Philly, even though it's probably not considered exactly Center City.
Yeah.
We're a little out, but it's like all brick buildings, skinny roads. It's Philly. There's a lot of this, and so anyway, let's head downstairs. Oh, there's Mike McCown. See, it's a serious meetup when Mike McCown is here. Hi, Mike.
Can I see some ID?
We got a comment from Mixer. I don't know Kyle. Hi from Mixer. Say hi to Kyle from Mixer.
Hey, Kyle from Mixer. We got your comment, brother. Thanks. And Mike McCown. Say hi to Kyle from Mixer.
Hey, Kyle.
From
Mixer.
Mike McCown.
How's it going? Do you have a lot of people on there?
I don't know. It's hard to tell when you're actually streaming it. Oh, dude, we're in the studio. Look at this.
It's cool, huh?
Dude, look at this. Wait a second. Look at this.
Hey, what's going on?
He's on a drum kit. No way. All right, so I'm on the stairs walking down that heads right down to the studio. And so look at this. All right, so look at that monitor. 65-inch 4K TV. That's what that is, that monitor right in the center.
I'm glad he's got a Mac.
Holy cow.
I got one of each.
And he's got we're going to go through all the equipment. Zach's going to we're going to quiz him. We're going to quiz Zach, and he needs to tell us everything about everything. How long will that take?
Oh, man. It's going to take a few days. We're going to need some horses and a
Couple of mules.
You gonna do a lightning round? Lightning round.
Should we do speed round?
Speed round. There you go.
Look, there's a seat right here. All right. So there's
Get him in the hot seat.
Miss Eileen. There's Zach Hanney, everybody. Look at him. This is his space. There's Jim McDonald. Hi, Jim McDonald. And hi, Gage. Gage the intern. And I must say, I was talking to Gage the intern upstairs, and good attitude. That's the thing. In interns, the attitude is probably the most important, and good for you, brother. Hey, what's happening? Look, it's Barry Gary is here. And there's Mike McCown again. Wow, this is so cool. So is it gonna be weird streaming this?
No, I think it's exciting.
Because I almost feel like I just feel like hanging out without streaming live. You know what I'm saying?
Just do it for a couple more minutes.
Is that a normal thing for a new streamer to feel?
Just set it up.
No, you stay there.
Oh yeah, set it up.
Okay.
Anyone who wants to just come.
That's right.
Tripod.
So where can
You
we?
have to monitor if you want.
Yeah, so I do have a tripod. Well, you have a little tripod in there.
Right,
Yeah,
but
but-
the mic doesn't.
Yeah,
There's no,
that's not
like,
gonna work.
Can we set it over there somewhere?
You might have to take the mic off.
Yeah, where's a good place to set it?
I mean, you can, people usually put stuff up here if you want to like put
That
that
thing
and then
will
put
fall.
this like.
Put the mic down there.
I can grab you a stand if you want to stand.
That might be the best,
We're in the
because then
house
we could just
I got stands.
actually hang out and be normal people, and you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So let me.
Right now, Mixer and Alfredo says, so much wonderful gear.
All right. Well, we didn't even get into this. Well, I'm actually gonna want to zoom in on some of the gear too. Like look at this. This is.
Yeah, my friend Alfredo,
You know
That's
what I'm
just
saying?
the stuff I use. I have so much more upstairs.
he live streams from his church every Sunday.
Oh yeah.
So
Right.
much wonderful
That's
gear.
an old DBX 160 right there, with the red, blue, and green button. You see that? That's an old 160. I love those.
Oh yeah. One of the originals.
And above that's a pre-Sona studio channel.
Yep. So yeah, those two are two preamps.
Oh, the bottom one's it's a PreSonus Eureka,
Personas, yeah.
and they're both two preamps. That's cool. What are those remotes with all the colors?
So I have a bunch of LED lights around, like up that whole strip up there. It's just not really working right now. So like all up there.
The strip.
As you can see behind,
Well, no, I was still doing
we can do like with the lights off. It's a really cool vibe in the background. So those remotes are just controlling the LED lights. I can make them any color. I can make them strobe colors, just to set up a good atmosphere for whoever, if you're vibing like you want to vibe the color green today, I can make the studio green for you.
St. Patty's Day.
Yeah, there you go. Red, white, and blue.
And this monitor, I don't think from the video you could just tell how nice and big this monitor is. I mean, this is what you need, right?
That's what you gotta have. I got so tired of using like multiple monitor setups where it's like, instead of having 3 monitors, it's like, might as well just buy a big, huge TV. That's perfect.
And so I want to ask you about the controller here. So let me pan down and.
That's okay.
So this is your main control surface.
Those are all motorized faders, yeah. So no audio is running through that. It's just a controller. It just really helps to be able to adjust multiple faders at the same time. If I'm working on like a lot of harmony tracks, I really need to be really hands-on. That's not something I can do with just the mouse and click and drag each fader down one at a time. I just need to work fast, especially if the client's, paying good money for me to work fast. They're trying to get their tracks recorded as fast as possible.
And it's a regular keyboard under it, well, in front of it.
There's no batteries. I guess there's battery inside, but it's just it just charges through the light. It's just a light powered.
So cool.
Yeah, so I don't have to charge it or do anything.
It's a solar powered
keyboard? Yeah, solar powered Mac.
Neat.
The light, it works.
That is so cool.
It charges.
Solar power, that light.
That light powers. I've never needed to charge this keyboard. Yes.
That's sweet.
That light just charges
See,
it.
we all learned something. Right. We learned more here than we did at Podcast Movement.
Yes, you have a calculator.
And then I see this one here. My eye is drawn to that.
So that's the Aventone Mix Cube. The philosophy is if you can get a mix sounding good in that shitty speaker, it's going to sound good regardless.
Right. And
So
it's very mid-rangey.
It's a mono speaker, very mid-rangey. It's meant to reproduce like a shitty phone speaker or an elevator speaker where it's just, I don't know, just really shitty environment where you have like a single speaker. Yeah. But for a shitty speaker, it's pretty expensive.
Yeah. And in mono too. Well, because for podcasting it doesn't really apply, but in music, certainly you're really, creating a presentation throughout the stereo spectrum, and then but for levels and really finalizing levels and all that, it really helps to bring it down to mono and listen to it all mixed together.
Yeah, to at least check, because at the end of the day, it might be going through someone's phone. If they have one speaker on the phone, you want to know how it's gonna sound. Certain things just disappear in the mix from stereo to mono, and you just want to double check that. That's not something I use frequently, but I'll usually run a mix through it at least once just to get an idea of what it sounds like.
Right. And I haven't been in a major studio in a while, but most major studios probably still have that, right?
They probably have those, yeah. If not like 2 of them. I don't know if they set it up in mono. I just have one just to have it, force it to be mono, but I've seen people have multiple of those.
I've seen 2, but mostly I've seen 1. Because, bringing it to mono and also, I forget who it was. Who was it? I can't remember who, but it was an engineer. He would turn it down so low. And he would tell me and the people, he's like, look, I need to listen for a second.
Oh, yeah.
And he would turn the volume so low, and for like probably 30 seconds, he would just listen.
You know what the Fletcher-Munson curve is? Yeah, so depending on how loud something is, it's going to change the way your frequencies pick up in your ears. So you do want to listen to it low and high.
A few of the people here, we said Fletcher-Munson, they're like, yeah, I know what that is.
Page 14.
Yeah, these are PES alumni. That's why they know. That's awesome.
I don't remember what it was, but I remember the name.
And of course, you got your KRK Rocket 10s.
Yep, the 10-inch one's the biggest ones. You can get the 10.3s, 3-way speaker.
And you got a Focusrite
ISA 1, yeah.
ISA 1, no way.
My favorite preamp right now.
That's a serious preamp right there.
Yeah, it's just so much easier to use. As soon as I got that, I stopped using my 2 preamps. There's just so much control over that. It's so smooth. Just makes sense. It's like you can do like variable what like input, like variable gain, variable like the Z if you're recording. Different kinds of microphones might need different levels of impedance. So like this just gives you an adjustable knob for all of that. You can switch between mic line and instrument level. There's just so much you can do with that.
That's cool. I've never seen one in person, and I like the handle on top.
Yeah, a little convenient handle to drag around.
See that handle? You could just like a suitcase.
Yeah,
Although you'd be more gentle with it than a suitcase.
It hasn't moved since it's been up there.
Right? Yeah, you don't need to move it. You just.
Unless it shakes with the speaker a little bit, I guess. But
What's Roland over there?
oh, the sampler. So that's like a really popular sampler in the 80s and 90s. It's on like hundreds of albums. I just got it because it had some really good samples that I liked. Like a lot of anywhere from drums, keyboard, guitar, choir stuff. Just a lot of samples. Hey.
Cool. All right. Well, I need to put this stuff down because I said them on my earlier stream. My forearms are going to be like Popeye, right? Come on. I got to put this stuff down. You think up here? Let me try putting it up there.
Seriously, a lot of people, when I record podcasts down here, that's usually where they'll put it. Up there, like at the stairs.
Oh, really? Just take this out and the cable too.
Okay. I can just grab like it might just fit in here. Actually, that's why I got this.
Okay.
Oh, that's true.
If that works, can I pop this off?
Actually, it doesn't just pop off.
That's great.
Oh
no?
Well, no, because the cables, it's all custom for that. Maybe we could. Yeah, it's a little.
On the bottom, it's got a screw to screw it into the top of the. Yeah, we could probably just.
Hey, if that works for you, sure. All right, I was just gonna have this like pointed, just. Actually,
The screw right here.
Actually, wait, you might not even have to take it off. You can just kind of like. Oh well, I guess you need to. Okay. Yeah.
Well, also.
I'm a little hungry. Yeah, it's right up
Oh.
there. I just finished eating.
I might need the adapter, but that'll work. I think I need the.
If you have one, that's a weird one to have.
I do. I absolutely do.
Somewhere.
You know how much there is.
What is this? Anyway, I'll ask you what this little one is. And sorry, I didn't turn the camera around.
We'll stop at Illegal Taco on the way back. Illegal. Did you see the store? No. Illegal Taco. That sounds.
Yeah, so he's got this little microphone. I'll ask him about this once he comes back. So a lot of people showed up I didn't get a chance to say hi to. Hi. Andy Wang.
Yep.
Inspired Money.
Yep, that's me.
You've been pitching your show a lot all day, every day?
I guess so, yes. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
No, at Podcast Movement, right? You walk up to somebody, so what's your show?
Yes, that's my show. I've got buttons, I've got stickers.
Wow. Stickers?
Inspired buttons, inspired stickers, everything's inspired.
Pretty much.
There you go. That's the way to do it.
My money's been very
I don't know where it is.
Yeah.
buy this, buy that, buy this, buy that.
So,
I mean, it would fit right on this if you just want to like if you want to take that off and just plug that. That'll just go right on like that.
Or maybe we could put it upside down.
Yeah, but like if you could snap it on. Oh, okay, there you go.
Oh, we should.
I'm gonna undo this and then I'm just gonna twist this.
And we should put that on first.
Okay. Well, all right, that works.
Then snap it off. Or I'll just be swiveling.
Well, I was gonna put on just twirl this myself.
Oh, dude.
Yeah,
Look at them go.
Pop it. There you go.
Oh, that's weird though.
Hey, it works. That's not good.
I wish I could do a little brum brum there.
All right, just leave it there, right? All right, we're just gonna leave this here. And Eileen's still looking at the comments? Where's Eileen?
She left.
She disappeared.
The camera tablet's here.
Oh.
The cat wants to jump on.
So, but wait, Zach. This little mic that was on here.
So this is Let me just point this up a little bit. So this is the Studio Project C4. I got this because there's a lot of different heads that can go on it.
Oh, right.
So
That's cool.
what? So this is just a cardioid pattern. So it has like omnidirectional pattern. I think like a hypercardioid pattern or something. I mostly got these just to do like binaural audio. So you get like two omnidirectional mics. Put like something in the middle, like one of those acoustic panels to kind of represent a head, so as if your ears. So then,
Doing AMSR over here.
yeah. So if you record like that with 2 of these mics, it sounds freaky when you're in headphones. It's like you're there. So I'm working with a few artists who are trying to incorporate that into their music. I guess it would also work with podcasts. Like that'd be cool to be in a room, have like a virtual space. So like you can, if someone's over here, it really does sound like they're over there. It would really only work in headphones. It still kind of works in with speakers, but to really get the binaural effect, it has to be done with headphones.
Right.
But that's why I got these, and they're just really nice small diaphragm condensers. I use these for podcasting a lot.
Reminds me of the old KM84s, Neumann's.
Okay. Oh,
they're
yeah,
actually
yeah.
a little shorter.
Yep.
And I don't think there's no detachable head, so
Yeah.
that's really handy.
Yeah. So there's like 2 pads, a 10 and a 20 dB pad, 75 and 150 hertz roll off.
Yeah.
So it's a really versatile little microphone.
That's cool.
They come in pairs, so there's a matched pair. I have the other one over there.
And you know, one thing, there's that mic, it's called the Ambio. I don't know if you've seen that. It's from, I forget who makes the Ambio, but it's a one mic, and it has 4 mini capsules on it, and it's like, they're all pointing different ways, so it actually...
So I think it's two-way microphones, so like the large diaphragm condensers. So there's 2 of them in like like whatever it's called, like a figure 8 pattern, but like there's 2. Yeah.
Well, that's one thing, but the Ambio is different. The Ambio it's 4 microphones, and it runs through one mic into a cable, and then what you do is you bring that into software, and then it's surround sound. And the reason they do that is because when they're shooting video, and like you're going down a street, you hear something on the right. But what happens when you hear something on the right? If you turn your head to the right, now that sound should be in the center, and so this Ambio thing does that. It's like real-time 3D of 3D sound. So if you're over there, you turn to look at it, now it's in the center. And that's what they must do for like video games and especially the VR.
Okay, yeah.
It's pretty cool. I don't know much about it. I just saw that mic and it was cool. So.
Oh yeah.
All right. So Alfredo is our only. He's the only guy commenting. I love this.
Really, just one guy?
Yeah. Look.
Oh man. What a bro.
Except for Kyle and Mixer.
Why isn't Alfredo here? Come on, what are you doing?
How long does it take to put together all the equipment?
At this studio, I mean, I've been doing this for 11 years. So like this has all been over the course of time. I did not just like get a loan and buy all this. Like I've been upgrading and just very slowly selling old gear, buying new stuff.
Yeah, and we didn't even talk about, your patch bay and things like that. Like that's a whole nother.
Yeah.
Well, and again, you wouldn't use it for podcasting. But this electronic drum kit is pretty cool. I'm going to have to play that in a little while.
Nice. So people already are,
So do you think, is it stupid to keep the stream running and just leave it here on? And just kind of abandon Alfredo, or what?
I think it's better to leave it on than just turn it off, and because people are going to stop.
Does it cost or does it?
No.
No, it's but when you stream, you're supposed to interact, and like, what if Alfredo has another good question?
We'll check in. We'll check in on Alfredo.
All right, we'll check in.
Or I could just pull the chat up on here, and you can just.
Yeah.
You could that URL.
Whoa.
You want me to call him?
If you want to send it to me.
Yeah. Oh, this is so cool.
What's it? Is it on Twitch? Or?
What?
Is it on Twitch?
No, it's a
Yeah, FaceTime. That'll be him. So Alfredo will be on the screen.
It's
yeah.
a restream.
Because I don't want to type all that.
Select all.
Unless you can send that to me.
Well, that's what I was gonna do. Or
Restream.
Email it.
Do you have like a specific link? So it's restream.io.
Yeah, it's a big long nasty
Can I like look up a user and then just go to connect to that?
No, it's literally code that copy. All right, so now
Yeah.
can I email you?
Yeah, if you can send it.
Can you get your email on that computer?
Yeah, I can get my email.
All right.
Yes, this computer does email.
Wow, that was worth the price of admission right there.
Wow.
What? You have email? Do you have GeoCities or what do you have? What do you have?
GeoCities?
Did I just say something that you don't even remember?
I don't even know what that
I
is.
just totally dated myself.
Maybe that's right.
GeoCities was like a series of blocks, of pieces of wood you put together, and then you would take a picture of it. GeoCities.
So where's your CPU actually?
So with the actual computer is that box in the corner under there.
Okay.
So it's I built the computer myself. It's a Hackintosh. So I have Windows and PC on it. So yeah, right now it's booted up into Mac.
What about MySpace? Did you do the MySpace thing? Did you do the whole thing?
No, they don't have a booth.
There's like 6 friends or
Whatever. Yeah.
I know, I saw that. It's
Yeah.
slightly different. I even forgot what it
Is it
was.
still there somewhere? Oh, you actually took the gates and
So everyone's hanging out.
Yeah.
Do you have any other questions about the studio?
Well, I didn't ask to see all your mics yet either. So,
Oh, geez.
you know what I'm saying?
get out of the way.
I don't know if there's an easy way.
That's
to...
going to be a whole thing. I got a lot of mics.
Yeah.
SM7B in the corner.
Yes.
What's up, man? How you doing, Craig?
Cab driver took me the wrong way.
Really?
Took me to Lombard Street.
All right.
Oh, yep.
Anyway, we'll have to look at all the mics, but
You're not the only one who's done that.
Yeah.
People have gone to Lombard by accident.
Other traffic.
Yeah.
Jack, would it be inappropriate if I asked you if there was a password for your Wi-Fi?
Yeah, so there's Soma Guest. It's
Yes.
like the guest network. The
Yes.
password is just like the name, Soma space guest. All lowercase,
Let me see
the
this.
exact same thing. Yep.
I wonder if I should turn this a little. Oh, it's not turning. Oh, excuse me.
Oh, turn the actual bass.
Thing has a mind of its own.
Or gimbal.
It is cool though. That thing is really cool.
Yeah, the stabilization.
So, Chris, does it help the stream if you tweet it out and we retweet it or something? Is that what
Oh
you-
yeah, you should definitely do that.
Yeah.
Just get more people up on the stream.
Yeah, but it's I don't know. I mean,
not?
I have
What's
some.
the downside?
I have something on Restream that when I go live, it actually does tweet and Facebook. So
Oh.
if you guys could probably find it and retweet it, but it's. I'm telling you, there's Alfredo and my mom, or actually not even my mom. So I mean, it's not a big deal. This is all just kind of an experiment. That's why I'm not taking it super seriously.
This could blow up though.
This
Get a
this
few
could
people
blow.
retweet it, have a few hundred people watching.
I'm telling you. See, Oh, Kyle Wilcox, he switched back to YouTube because Mixer. I can't lock my screen and keep listening. Interesting on Mixer. All right, so you're back on YouTube, Kyle. Glad you could
I
check
thought
in,
YouTube
brother.
Couldn't do that either.
And Alfredo says, "What made you want to be a sound engineer?"
Just starting off recording my own stuff turned into, I don't know, like I'm an electronic musician and a DJ. I started out, got like 5 albums out. I've done tours and shows, festivals. It got to the point that people were hitting me up so much about like if I could mix their work, that was making more money than the festivals were paying me. So I just started doing that.
Okay, he's got it. All right, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
All right, great.
That's cool. And how many artists use the studio per session per month? Wow, Alfredo's really getting into
Per
this.
session per month. I mean, I probably have like 20, 30 people a month, maybe-ish. I get a lot of people who are on tour right now, so like I could have one person come in every day for like a week, and they're recording their entire album, and then they go away on tour, and I don't see them for 6, 7 months. You know, I never know. So sometimes I'm booked all day, every day, 12 hours a day, and sometimes I have like one person a day.
Right.
So it's all over the place.
Do you work just with artists you work with, or do you book out just for people who want to book studio time?
You mean like not without me being here as an engineer, just
Or-
someone renting the studio?
Or somebody renting you and the studio?
Most of the time, so I come with the studio. If you're paying for the studio, I'm there with you recording as a producer, helping out. I've thought, usually people don't ask to just rent it out by themselves because most people don't know how to use the equipment. And the ones that do usually have their own studios already. So, or I just tell people to bring their laptop, bring your own computer or something, or we can set something up because usually people don't know how to run my programs. But anyone can just plug right in USB or FireWire and use most of this equipment.
Yeah, because even people who come in and they know what they're doing, like it doesn't pay to learn your studio. It's easier just to have you here and say, hey, play this for me, or we got to record this, double this track, and then you just do it.
It's usually just faster to have me do it anyway. Yeah. Did you email it to me?
Yeah. Any special artists, you can discuss their names. Beyonce.
Yeah, Beyonce comes in all the time. Yeah.
She's here now. She's upstairs with
Yeah,
Eileen, Miss
I know.
Eileen. Yep. We got who else?
Tom Jones.
We got Tom Jones. Is he still alive?
I think
Yes.
this is.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think his son runs his career.
So I think it's streaming. I mean, I think it's like on. It's just not.
Yeah. So if there's a new comment, it'll come now.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it should be.
Rod's
Oh, there you go.
coming to Louisville this week, and I swore he was dead.
Yep. All right.
Is that? That's him. Look at Mike McCallan commenting on Periscope.
Is that Paris?
What is this? 2011? Oh, all right. No, I'm just. I'm kidding. Yeah.
Is Periscope and Twitter the same thing now?
Well, yeah. They. It always was kind of connected. Yeah. So who? So you done playing drums, man?
Yeah.
Come on, drum solo.
You're not really sure what we're doing here.
Right.
Are you sure?
I want to play some
I will get up
drums.
for you.
And I want to see the mics too. We got to see the mics
We
and
got a
stuff.
drummer, we have a guitar player and a vocalist, and we can just.
Yeah, we can have all jam sessions.
We should literally record a song while we're here. In like 18 minutes.
When do you want to do the mics?
We have questions for
Want to do it now? We're just kidding.
Yeah, sure.
This is a great stream.
All right, let's do the mics. Maybe you could bring them.
Thank you for sharing.
Oh, where does Alfredo live? This is a great stream. Thank you for sharing. Alfredo, yes, my brother.
You're the man. Oh, yeah, you want to have the shaker?
Yes. I can't believe these guys are over here commenting. And, oh, it's great.
It gives you an option to write.
They're all in there?
Over here and here, yeah. It's
Okay.
all silver.
So let's.
You could just leave the whole cord. I mean, just drag the cord out or something if you want. Or I could. You want me to bring it over here, or you can just grab the whole stand.
That's okay. I'll hold it. It's better if I hold it.
Oh, really? Yeah.
All right. So here we go. We're bringing the mic over here, and you could. Well, it's gonna kind of be far away.
About Alfredo. Hi, Alfredo. You can watch the
Come to
replay.
you if that's better.
Nah, we'll go. We're mobile. This mic is a shotgun mic. Here, hold it.
Yeah.
It's a Audio Technica 8035. So it's the one that. Sorry. It's the mic that Alex Bloomberg from Gimlet recommends and to use, and in his course, I don't know if you guys seen his course. I think it's on, is it Udemy or something? Creative Live. I bought that. That's awesome.
It's a great course.
That is I was so happy. I think it was like $100, but
Alex Bloomberg's
Oh.
course on interviewing.
Oh, really?
yeah,
It's a very good course.
yeah, really good. Well worth it. Anyway, so the shotgun,
Dave, you joined.
What's it called
Yeah.
again?
Creative Live,
What are you gonna ask?
live,
Live?
Creative Live. It's like a almost like
What do you wear?
streaming courses or like courses.
No, true story.
Different courses or yeah, sort of like that, but a little different. And anyway, it was like he actually had like a live studio audience, so he took questions and it was. Was he?
Yeah, he asked the question.
And he says to her,
I might have.
"What do you have on?"
I must have seen it.
He recommended it to me.
Really?
It's true.
Ray's awesome.
Television.
Yeah. So this is a good. It's about $260. Good mic though. I mean, like serious mic. You know, for shotgun. Shotguns are great too because when there's background noise and stuff.
Yeah, for this application, yeah.
Yeah.
Like really hone in on like that one spot where it's pointing.
Yeah, that's why on the floor, my stream on the floor, you'll hear like the people's voices are going to be really clear, and you'll hear some background noise, but it's like way.
How big is the cone around it? It comes off it. Like, is it really?
The mic itself?
Yeah.
The whole thing is like this thin. It goes all the way to the top.
I mean, the sound coming from. Is it, how wide
It's very directional at where you're.
Oh, the
pointing to.
pattern?
Yeah.
Pickup pattern.
Yeah, the pickup pattern probably comes
It's what,
Like, it's called a low-
hypercardioid pattern.
or low bar even.
Low bar. I don't know.
Yeah, low bars. Yeah, it's what they on shotguns. It's a low bar, so it's really it rejects from the sides.
Yes.
And then the front, it comes out pretty narrow. So if I move over here, like that'll make a big difference. If I'm here, that's good. Funny thing with a low bar pattern is in the back, it picks up from the rear a little bit. as well. So it rejects from the sides, but it'll pick up from the rear a little bit. And you could see these graphs if you go online.
Yeah.
You could see the graphs of a cardioid pattern and all the
I remember
patterns.
seeing that, but I'm the distance away. I'm not thinking of it. From like, does it reach? How far back can you be?
Well, distance doesn't come into the picture because it's not about distance. It's about what sound waves are reaching the microphone capsule.
What's this mic called? What is it?
AT8035.
What's your thought on if you're doing like an interview video?
So this is the.
Like in the field somewhere, shotgun mic versus like 2 lapel mics on each person.
Yeah. So that depends a lot on the application. It depends where you are, what you're doing. Lapels work good, but if you have 2 or 3 people with lapels really close to each other, then it bleeds like crazy. All the mics pick up each other, and then.
So you think proximity? If you have 2 people on camera, and they're pretty close, like this far away.
Yeah. Well, so if you use lavs, it looks better on video, but it'll pick up more bleed. But if you were to use like even a regular dynamic mic, like a handheld dynamic, and you were to speak close to it, that will be a lot clearer for each voice. The thing with video is people, they don't want to see the mic, or they just want to pretend like there's no mic there.
So then the shotgun's better.
Well, the shotgun is, yeah. It really just depends on what you're doing, you know.
But if it's an interview, you kind of expect the microphone to be there.
Wait, what?
If it's an interview, you're going to kind of, especially if it's on the street, man in the street interview, you're going to expect there to be a microphone passing backwards and forwards, so it doesn't look out of place. But if you're in a studio doing a YouTube thing, maybe it's better not to see it so much, not to be so in your face like this.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. All right, so let's look at the mics over here.
Sure.
And then we're going to record Barry Gary rapping.
There you go.
Oh! Wait, hold on. Let me look in the box here. Open that up. Look at this. There's a little box, a little plastic box. You would see this in a basement. You wouldn't think anything of it.
I have mics that it's like you'd never use this for recording. It's just like for it's
D12?
for drums.
D112 or
Is
D12?
Anyway. Geez.
Yeah, it's a kick drum mic.
Yes. Beta 52A. Yep.
Oh.
Sure. Beta.
Oh, Beta 52A.
Yeah, for a kick drum. So like some of this is like I'd never used for, doing podcasts and stuff. This is one of my first mics. The MXL V67GS. It's a really cheap, decent, large diaphragm condenser. This is like $40-50 or something online. I think I got it. Yeah, I got it on like some special. It's a really decent, cheap mic. It looks nice. People always want the gold mic, even if it's not. It's not the best mic, but it's pretty cheap. It's good for the money.
And what is it again?
The MXL V67GS.
It's like it has a grill.
Yeah, so it has a grill built in.
That's the, in quotes, pop filter or whatever.
No. This is the pop filter.
Oh, well.
So yes, this came with it. A metallic pop filter. So.
You ever get people asking you if you clean this thing?
No, I don't use it enough.
That is a good question. How do you clean like pop filters and little socks?
Yeah, buy a new one.
Yeah, the cheap foam ones. Yeah, you just buy a new one.
I've seen people who just get like pantyhose and they'll just take it off and put it up there. Just buy them cheap and just get a whole bunch of uses out of it.
Sometimes I take off my pantyhose and just put it on the thing. Yeah,
that's nice.
If I,
That's easier.
it's closer, so it's
a little smelly though.
Oh.
It makes the session go quicker.
Sometimes you want the singer to have that gagging sound, so it's good.
Yeah. SM57s. I have a few of these, mostly just for like guitar amps or for if I'm like recording live drums and stuff. I'll put this on some of the instruments. Maybe rock vocals or something, or if you might use this, in a podcast setting, you'd use this because these mics aren't going to break. I could confidently throw this on the ground. You could run over it with a car, it'll still work. You could put this underwater. You could really mess with these and nothing's going to happen. They're about $100. It's the same thing as like a lot of what you see up on stage. The difference between these is it just doesn't have like the big ball on top. Really indestructible dynamic microphones, not condenser. They don't need phantom power. Yeah, they're decent. I've used these a few times if people are walking around doing a podcast. Like if I'm carrying like a little Zoom recorder or something, I might have a few of these. Just I'm not worried about someone. Like if someone drops one of my nicer mics, it really might break it. I'm really not worried about these.
Yeah, that's cool. A lot of extra drumsticks in there.
Yeah, little drumsticks. My little Zoom recorder.
Oh, see, I'm seeing there's a little bathroom right here. So how many? Well, I shouldn't say how many times. How soon before you started recording here did you mic up the toilet and flush it?
Oh, that's not a bad idea.
You never done it?
Get some sound effects? No.
That's the first thing we did in recording school. We're like they had told us to go record stuff. The first thing we did is go to the bathroom and.
Why?
I don't know.
I did the same thing, but it was more like I recorded some cars or something, or something driving by, not like a bathroom.
It's more mature.
That's
Toilet
true,
flush.
yeah.
Yeah, well, I was 20 years old. I don't know. Ooh, look at that polar. Wait a minute.
What?
Yeah, so that's the polar pattern. It's not low bar then.
Yeah, so that's the polar pattern. It's mostly just 0 degrees, so it's like really up in front.
Yeah.
Looks like, is there options for adjustment?
No, there's only a bass roll-off switch.
So what the other things might be, like those other like dotted lines here, those might be for the roll-off. So I'm thinking maybe if you roll it off, it changes the pattern slightly. I don't know why all of those other patterns would be there. But yeah, it does have like a little bit in the back here that it's picking up behind you, but most of it's just focused in the front.
Alfredo likes the miking up the toilet idea.
Alfredo, thank you, brother. Who is upstairs? Beyonce and Miss Eileen. Yes, sir.
Have you ever mic'd a violin, and what's the best way to mic a violin?
So there's diagrams online for, depending on where you mic it, like what frequencies you'll get out of it. So you might do like a clip-on to get. If I were to mic a violin, it's been a while since I've mic'd a violin. If I were to do that now, I'd probably get some kind of clip mic right up against it just to see what that got me, and then put like a microphone right in front of it, like a little bit a ways. I guess if you're holding it here, it would kind of be like above.
What kind of mic would you choose? Because they move around a little bit.
Okay. It really depends on the scenario. If it's going to be like I recorded like a bluegrass group, and I recorded all of them in the same room, and there was a violin, kind of like I guess like a few feet away, just facing down. So the general area is being recorded. They really didn't move too much. So even if you're moving a little bit, it's still picking up everything in that area.
So that kind of pattern you use it?
That kind of pattern.
Something like that, yeah. Yeah. Maybe like a bit of a wider pattern. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, probably cardioid, and I would say definitely a condenser mic to pick up the finer details.
The higher frequencies, yeah, because the dynamic mic's not going to pick up as much of that top end. But yeah, there's really interesting, for all like string instruments, there's like diagrams online, depending on where you mic it or where you point it, it's going to be like more low end, mid range, high end. Depends on what you're trying to, so think of it like as in like an EQ. So if you're recording violin, maybe, I don't know, there's a lot of space for the high end, so you might record in a position that's going to give you extra high end. Or maybe you want to emphasize, if it's just the violin and a vocal, maybe you want more of the low end of the violin, mid-range of the violin, like more of the body, you need less of the high end. There's different applications for reasons why you'd want to record different directions. Yeah.
Totally. Have you done sound work for movies too?
For movies, not movies. I've done some short films and stuff, I guess.
I just remembered I worked on the soundtrack for that movie Philadelphia with Tom Hanks and
Really?
Yeah, and what's his name? Not Antonio Banderas. It was Denzel Washington. Thanks. Yeah. Let's move back over. Yeah, I worked on that.
I wasn't sure if you were kidding or not.
No, because soundtrack had a room. The owner built this room, which was more for film score mixing. So he fitted this room with surround sound and that, and and then he really wanted to get into that area. So we started getting projects like that. I worked on some stuff that I didn't even know what it was, but that was one where I worked on, which was like something, and I was like, hey, I worked on that.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'd love to do more film and video stuff. I'm really trying to get in more into that. I just really got to branch out. Like, it's hard to be able, because you got to be on call. You have to be able to like go for the whole day for like a week or something. I really have to know ahead of time, because if I have other clients coming in here to record to do film, I have to bring a lot of my own equipment over. So it's just a lot to do. Something I'm super interested in, but I got to find that right balance.
My good buddy Michael Helms, he just started a podcast called the Location Sound Podcast. He does location sound. That's his job. I think he works for one of the big cable companies in Florida. And he, every day he's out there, normally just filming like commercials at car dealerships and stuff like that. But, with the right equipment. And so his show's kind of cool because he starts off his episode saying, hey, what's in your bag? And so they actually start going through what they bring on location. It's a pretty cool podcast. Location Sound Podcast with Michael Helms.
That's neat.
Yeah, pretty cool. What are these other little ones here?
So these are some small diaphragm condensers. The first one I got is the Samson CO2s. These are just some cheap. These are cheaper. I mostly got these because I was recording a band and I needed some overhead microphones. So I got these. I use these for podcasts now all the time. They're just pretty cheap, lightweight microphones that it's easy to throw it on a mic stand and just move it in front of someone's face. Versus like one of these bigger mics, it's a bit harder to. Right. Just they're heavier mics. If they're really extending out on the arm, they might droop. Totally. They might droop a little bit. Mm-hmm. These are just easier to just get right up in your face. I think they came in a matched pair. They really don't have any options. They're just plain mics. Mm. And we already talked about this.
Yeah, that's the other one.
Yep. So these are the better version. The Studio Projects C4. Lot of options with these.
What's that?
So since it's a Mac, my text messages are.
Oh, there we go. Is it Alfredo? I'm so glad Alfredo's here, right? It's just nice. Oh, is there someone ask more questions?
Yeah, they're all out.
Oh, okay. Okay. How do you have you considered finding someone to work for you in the studio while you branch out for movies?
Yes, but I have to find someone who I trust enough to do the same quality work. I mean, a lot of my stuff, not that I'm the best engineer ever, but like a lot of my stuff has been on the radio or are from fairly big artists, on fairly big labels, and I wouldn't want someone I don't want the quality that comes out of the studio to be lowered because of someone else.
Tricky.
I mean, I'm happy to have someone else record and set up more for like pre-production stuff, or do some rough mixing, maybe get some stuff together. But at the end of the day, I'd want to be the one who does the final mixing and mastering of things. It's just hard to find someone who I can really trust. I've had a lot of people offer. I've talked to some people, but I really got to find someone who's going to have that quality. I mean, I've just been doing this for so long.
Totally. All right. Well, what's this one up here?
I was going to say that one for last.
Oh, you're going to say that one for last? All right. Well, let's go through them. You got your SM7B, which is awesome.
It sounds great, like for things like radio podcasting, absolutely. I don't like it usually for vocals because of the high frequencies. It just really doesn't pick up the highs very, very well, or I have to really boost it. Really great for mid-range, very clear mid-range. It sounds really great. Really, for people who have really high-pitched voices, I have a male singer who has a really high voice named Shamir Bailey, who comes in and records. He's on tour right now. He always uses that mic because he just has a really high voice, high-pitched voice, and it really like evens it out. It sounds great.
Cool. All right, and then the big boy. Let's do the big boy.
So this is my best mic, my most expensive mic. This is the Neumann TLM 102. That's like a $700-800 microphone. But if I were to do a shootout, and I've done multiple shootouts, this is the mic that always wins this shootout. Like a blind test, if I put every single one of my microphones, immediately, as soon as you hear that one, you're going to know, yep, that's the one. I want to use that one. It just sounds the clearest, crispest. There's just so much information, so much articulation in your voice that really gets picked up with this mic versus other microphones. It makes such a huge difference. It's quite the investment, and I wouldn't necessarily use that for podcasts unless I had an obscene amount of money that I just needed to spend on microphones, sure. Right. Because at the end of the day, you're really not going to notice unless you're doing. So I definitely for pop vocals or I don't know, a lot of R&B vocals, just really clear for singing. It's a really great microphone.
Sweet. TLM 102. There you go. And I know the booth junkie, he talks about the TLM 103. As do a lot of voiceover guys.
It's the same mic. The 103 has a bit more of a prominent high end, which is the reason I didn't get it. I feel like the high end on this is already pretty decent. I just wanted it to be, from what I heard, that's really the only difference. I've used both. They both sound pretty great.
Yeah, especially since it's a condenser. I mean, it's picking up a lot of high definition, high frequency information already. So that makes sense that you made that choice.
Yeah.
All right, and you got a guitar, acoustic guitar, bass, you got headphones, you got all kinds of other stuff. I think we should, I kind of want to listen to some stuff.
That'd be cool.
And yeah?
Dave had a couple questions.
Dave has a couple questions here. Dave.
They're on the screen.
He doesn't want to speak.
Oh.
No, I don't mind. I'm just.
He puts them on the screen. When was the earliest you remember wanting to be an engineer?
Let me see. I went to college for this, and even when I was in college, I didn't want to be an engineer. I only went to college because I wanted to make my own music better, because I was still playing a lot of shows. I wanted my music to go to the next level. So it was probably been sometime senior year of college when it hit me that I could be making a lot more and be more comfortable just working out of my own home and recording other people. So I guess at that point, I kind of realized maybe I want to do this, but it wasn't always that way.
There's another one up there.
I have a question too.
Yeah.
Curious if Zach has ever tried inexpensive modded microphones, that are supposed to be mimicking like a TLM 102.
So that MXL mic that I showed first, I almost bought like a mod kit for that because that's supposed to really up the value of it. I've never actually tried them. Something I'm really interested in. Like I was gonna buy a Neumann U87 is like at least $3,000 microphone, if not more. There's kits online so you can build it yourself. They give you a lot of the same transistors, like the boards, the same casing and the diaphragm, everything is modeled after what Neumann gives you. And that kit's like $400 or $500, and it's a cool project just to mess around with. So that's something I'm really trying to do soon. So just make my own mic. I just haven't had like a super need for it, but it's a cool project I'm going to work on.
And did you know they're Sennheiser / Neumann, because they're the same. Well, they're owned by the same company.
Are they?
They are actually. Actually, I think Sennheiser owns Neumann.
Really?
Yeah. Anyway, they reissued the U67, and it's like $7,000 or something.
Yeah.
It's new though, new parts, new everything, and they're charging I don't even know, I think $7,000 or $8,000.
It's crazy what they're charging for that. Those microphones sound amazing though, but for the extra quality, you're paying a lot of money.
And also, I know Slate, and actually there's a few companies that do it, but Slate is one that they make a microphone that mimics the classic microphone. So it's one microphone, it's a large diaphragm condenser, one capsule, it's just one mic, and then in the software you change it to, I want this to sound like a U67 or a C12 or that.
Yeah, I've heard about those. I feel kind of skeptical about that. I've heard the same thing with headphones, where it's like, put on these headphones and you can make it sound like you're in this control room or this control room or... Yeah, I'm so skeptical about all that stuff. I honestly haven't tried too many of them. I had a chance to try it once when I was in school or something. Someone came in and showed a demo. It was cool, but I really didn't know as much about mics back then, so I didn't have a good base to judge it off of. I'm a little skeptical about that.
Yeah. I know some people were doing testing and they say it's great, and it might be great, but I want
to do a blind shootout, and if it sounds better, absolutely, like that's fine. At the end of the day, if you're using your ears and it sounds better, yes.
Right.
I kind of just, there's like no way in my mind that that's going to sound as good. You know?
Yeah.
Or just be able to switch between mics. I feel like a lot of that's just the way that the EQ is changing or something in the program.
Oh, Eileen's leaving. Make sure you comment in the comments on that.
I will. Okay. Thanks.
All right.
It's been nice meeting everybody.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Eileen.
Bye, Miss Eileen.
Is that her iPad?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, it's mine. She was just manning it.
With the microphone like that Neumann, that microphone like the Neumann, like $3,000 or something. I mean, this isn't a totally, even though it's treated, it's not a totally dead space. I mean, would you lose quality? Would you really need to use a microphone of that quality in a completely dead sound booth, for example, to get the most out of it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, because it's going to change. Yes, it's going to pick up different frequencies of the voice.
So it still sound good in this
Even if it's dead. I mean, if it's a dead room, like this room's a fairly dead room, I can record, I can set up a mic anywhere and kind of record, and it would sound decent. Like I have the vocal booth set up over there, like extra panels just to absorb some sound, but I could really record anywhere here. In the same sense, yes, using different microphones, you are going to notice the difference. There's definitely diminishing returns if you're going up to that price level. I mean, after you spend $1,000 on a microphone, I mean, it's really hard to hear the difference. I know you can hear the difference, but at some point, yeah, you're getting diminishing returns.
Yeah, especially with my ears.
It's so funny. Some people are commenting, and then by the time I move the mic in front of them, but at least, see, Craig, you know, you're very aware of microphone technique. You are, because some people don't realize that if the mic's not in front of your face, it's not being picked up. And then when someone shoves a mic in your face, you could just repeat what you said, because that really helps. Like some people like that, right? They don't get that. They're just.
Like my co-host, for example.
Like your co-host, yeah.
Now you mentioned a minute ago about things sounding better. How do you define sounding better?
It depends for the situation. So if I'm recording let's say, so right now I'm working with a pop artist who's using that SM7B. And for pop, you really want, I guess, a lot of the high end to stick out. You want the vocal right up in front. It's just not as crisp as it could be. Like I'm trying to think. It's so subjective.
Yeah. It's hard to say, but the high end crispness is something like you can tell when it's not quite a good recording or the right mic when you start adding more high end because you want more clarity, but it doesn't sound right. It sounds more harsh than good.
Yeah, like certain mics will just sound so clean and beautiful. We can do like a little quick like mic shootout of like the Neumann versus something else, just so you guys can hear the difference.
Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah, that'd be cool. Let's do it.
All right.
And we should play some music. So I think we'll stop the stream. I think I want to stop the stream because you know what I mean. Is it just me? I don't know. I'm all like self-conscious.
That's why you're working very hard.
Well, but I also I don't know. I just want it to be informal. I mean, are you guys everything okay? You guys are enjoying yourselves? I mean, this is okay. All right, just chilling. All right.
Until the point we get naked.
Oh.
That's later on.
Okay.
That's the after party.
See?
I only get. I'm not even gonna say it. Only with the right microphones will I.
Right. You have standards.
Jesus.
Okay.
All right. Well, let's. All right.
Something that was said on every porno set. Yeah.
Hey now. Yeah, I'm not doing that. All right. Awesome. So. Yeah, let's stop it. Let me.
It's making me uncomfortable. I have to leave now.
Here, hold this mic.
Hold this mic or the mic?
Hold this.
Mic.
All right. Oh, wrong way. All right, so here I am. You got to point it at me. So that's it for this stream. I got to make sure I look at the... You know, believe it or not, when you're this close to a camera, if I look at that edge of the camera, it looks like I'm looking way over there because the where it picks up is on that side. I don't know. Am I making any sense? Okay. Well, thank you for joining us. And I'm just going to thank you, Alfredo, dude. Seriously, dude. Alfredo.
Good question.
And everyone else, appreciate it. And this is awesome. A little class trip from Podcast Movement. I really appreciate all you guys being here, and this has been a cool stream, so I hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you soon.
See you at the studio.
See you soon. That's all. Soon. Okay. Peace out.